Inside you, right this very second, are trillions of tiny engines. And they're not just powering your body, they are the reason you breathe, the reason you think, and they hold the secret to your energy and your vitality. We're talking about mitochondria. And trust me, their story is way more incredible than you can imagine. Okay, I want you to think way back to high school biology class. There's probably one phrase, right? One specific metaphor that immediately pops into your head when you think about these little organelles.
Yep, that's the one. The powerhouse of the cell. It's been drilled into us for decades. But what if I told you that this classic definition, it's almost completely meaningless? Yeah, check this out. An article in the Christian Scholars Review calls it a metaphor that conveys almost no information at all. It basically reduces these incredible complex structures to a simple utility, when in reality, they are so much more. So let's peel back that super simplistic label and find out what's really going on.
So the truth is, mitochondria are the reason you breathe. They're the reason you are fundamentally connected to the entire world around you. And get this, they have an origin story so wildly improbable, it's considered a major roadblock for intelligent life developing anywhere else in the universe. In a very real way, your entire respiratory and circulatory system is designed to serve these tiny things. The oxygen you just inhaled, that's for them. The carbon dioxide you're about to exhale, that's their waste. With every single breath you take, you are, quite literally, doing their bidding. And here is where the story gets truly wild. Our mitochondria, they're ancient bacteria, so the theory goes that way back, one simple cell swallowed another, but instead of digesting it, they kind of just teamed up. And in fact, they still have their own DNA, totally separate from ours. This one event is considered one of the most unlikely leaps required for complex, intelligent life to ever evolve. And this connection, it's profound. They use the oxygen that plants and trees create, and in return, they release the carbon dioxide that those exact same plants need to live. It's this perfect, sustainable biochemical cycle tying every single one of us at the most fundamental level to the green things of the world. Okay, so if our mitochondria are this vital, this interconnected, what happens when they stop working right? This is where that whole powerhouse idea actually gets kind of dark, as we look at what happens when things go wrong. So when everything's running smoothly, your mitochondria are incredibly efficient. They use this really complex process to turn the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe into cellular fuel. You can think of it like a super clean burning high-performance engine. So, in the best case scenario, from just one molecule of glucose, they can crank out about 32 to 36 units of ATP. Now, ATP is basically the energy currency your cells use for, well, everything. Thinking, moving, healing, you name it. That's your body's optimal energy budget. But what happens when that engine sputters? When mitochondria become dysfunctional, the whole system just breaks down. The cell has to switch to a much less efficient backup plan, and energy production just plummets to a measly 2 units of ATP. I mean, that is a catastrophic drop. We're talking over 94%. This isn't just a little dip in power, it's a full-on energy crisis happening inside your cells. And what does that energy crisis feel like in your day-to-day life? Well, according to clinics like Transform Wellness, it feels exactly like this. Persistent brain fog, low energy, chronic fatigue, poor memory, that feeling of just mental sluggishness. These aren't just vague symptoms. They are the direct result of your brain and body literally being starved of energy. So, what is it that puts our mitochondria under so much strain that their performance drops by over 90%? The answer, and this is the tough part, is kind of woven into the fabric of our modern lives. Let's dig into what's causing these cellular engines to fail. So check this out. Research in psychosomatic medicine gives us a name for this. It's called mitochondrial allostatic load. Basically, it's a fancy term for the wear and tear that chronic psychological stress inflicts directly on our mitochondria, causing them to break down and eventually to fail. And this table just lays it all out perfectly. Look at these threats: chronic stress, all that processed food we eat, toxins in the environment, not moving enough, not sleeping well. I mean, come on. Each one of these, as you can see in that mechanism column, is a direct assault on our cellular energy production. Okay, now for the good news. This is not a life sentence. We can absolutely fight back. We can support them, repair them, even build brand new ones. So the question is, how do we do it? Let's get into the actionable toolkit.
So we can kind of break this down into two main buckets. First, you've got the foundations. These are the non-negotiables, right? The bedrock of cellular health. And then, for anyone who wants to really kick it up a notch, there are targeted strategies. You might have heard them called biohacks.
All right, let's start with the absolute basics. First off, radically cutting back on sugar and processed foods. That's huge. Regular movement, any kind, signals your body to create new mitochondria. It's a process called biogenesis. And quality sleep, absolutely non-negotiable for repair and keeping everything on a healthy rhythm. Now, while all exercise is good, sources are showing that high-intensity interval training, HIIT, sends a uniquely powerful signal. Those short, all-out bursts of effort basically scream at your body that it needs to build more energy factories and it needs to do it now. And for those of you looking for that extra edge, you can actually manipulate your body temperature for some pretty potent effects. So you've got heat therapy, like a sauna, which can boost the number and the efficiency of your mitochondria. Then on the flip side, you've got cold therapy. Think cold plunge, which also helps create new ones and cleans up some of that cellular junk. But here's the crucial point, and you really gotta hear this. There is no magic pill. As Dr. Brett Shear from Metabolic Mind puts it, you just can't supplement your way out of a lifestyle that is fundamentally damaging your mitochondria. It doesn't work that way. What really moves the needle is the concerted effort. It's the whole package. It's the combination of a healthy diet, consistent exercise, quality sleep, and those smart, targeted strategies. That's what creates real, lasting change where it counts, at the cellular level. And that brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? Mitochondria are so much more than a simple powerhouse. They are these dynamic, responsive, unbelievably sensitive engines. They are the living, breathing link between the choices you make every single day and your long-term health, constantly listening and adapting to the signals we send them. Thanks for joining us for this explainer. If there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that every choice matters, right down to the cellular level. The food you eat, the way you move your body, how you sleep, it's all part of a story you are telling your body. So the real question is, what story are your choices telling your mitochondria?